Let's discuss with Democratic Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut. He's a key member of the Intelligence Committee. Congressman, thanks for joining us. You're about to take this historic vote to hold Meadows in criminal contempt. Why do you believe, Congressman, this is the right step, knowing Meadows has actually already handed over more than 6,000 pages of documents, and committee members, select committee members, say those documents are very significant?
Yeah, well, so I'm glad you asked, because I think the answer is getting lost in the January 6th argument. I'm hearing lots of people saying, "Oh, well, January 6th, it wasn't a fundamental threat to our democracy. It'll never happen again. It was a bunch of people who were surprised by what actually happened." Look, that may or may not be true. It may be, the folks that I got to meet on January 6th, I don't think are fundamentally the threat to our democracy today. The threat to our democracy today is things that Mark Meadows knows a lot about. It's the people inside the government, people like Jeff Clark, a senior person at the Department of Justice, people like John Eastman, a previously respected lawyer. These were people who were inside the establishment producing arguments, producing legal rationales for what was essentially a coup d'etat, right? Mark Meadows knows about that PowerPoint. There are apparently members of Congress who said, "We're so sorry that yesterday didn't succeed." And the reason, Wolf, and what I see as the real ongoing threat here is the fact that we still have a former president of the United States promoting these lies to the extent that 60% of Republicans believe that the current president is illegitimate. Mark Meadows is the guy who knows about that stuff, and we need to know all of the ins and outs of what is still an ongoing threat to our democracy.
It's interesting that Meadows has now stopped cooperating with the Select Committee, but he certainly hasn't been shy in his appearances on Fox and other conservative news networks. Watch this.
What we found is each and every time there was an overreach on the part of the committee. I can assure you there's nothing criminal about my actions. It's all about wanting clarity under the law. Compelling the White House Chief of Staff to come before Congress is not a good road to go down. It would have a chilling effect on serving any president. Let's be clear about this, Sean. This is not about me holding me in contempt. This is about Donald Trump and about actually going after him once again.
So, Congressman, why is it that Meadows apparently has all the time in the world to go on Trump-friendly TV promoting his book, but he can't be bothered to testify, answer questions before Congress?
Well, Wolf, the question answers the question, right? Look, it's completely bogus at every level. Mark Meadows is out there talking in the media. He's out there writing a book. He came to the Congress with all kinds of information that is already being played for the public. And let's remember, Wolf, that the executive privilege is not asserted by the Chief of Staff. It is asserted by the President of the United States. And the President of the United States has said, and he's the one who gets to decide that he's not exerting executive privileges. And of course, the courts have already ruled that an ex-president doesn't have executive privilege. And consequently, look, you don't need to be a lawyer to dismiss completely out of hand Mark Meadows' argument for executive privilege. And that's why he will be held in criminal contempt of Congress this evening.
And if that happens, we'll see what the Justice Department decides to do. That'll be the next step. Congressman Jim Himes, as usual, thanks so much for joining us.